we touch all the bases. And whatever we should do, we shouldn't revive and try to refight the battles of the past. That's a course of fools. Because what's gone is gone. And as Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran during that time concerning the earlier people, تِلْكَ الْأُمَّةِ قَدْ خَلَتْ. That is a nation that has passed away. لَهَا مَا كَسَبَتْ وَلَكُمْ مَا كَسَبْتُمْ. They will have what they earned and you will have what you earned. وَلَا تُسْأَلُونَ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And you will not be asked concerning what they were doing. So that's applicable for us. Those Muslims who preceded us have gone forth to Allah Ta'ala. The good that they earn, they will have, and whatever bad they might have earned, they'll have. And we will not be asked what they were doing. We're not going to be asked about the conflict between Imam Ali and Muawiyah radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. We're not going to be asked about those events that occurred. We're going to be asked about what we did to improve the condition of this ummah and humanity in general. What we did to hold aloft the banner of Islam. What we did to work and to sacrifice for Islam. That is the only thing we're going to be asked about. That's the only thing we're going to be asked about. And those who preceded us, they're going to be asked about what they did. وَلَا تُسْأَلُونَ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. So we should be cognizant of that. Now, just to briefly mention Imam Hussein al-Hussein, what his going forth to a sure death in Iraq was based on his ijtihad. So we know that many of the other mujtahidun, such as Ibn Abbas, his cousin, radiyallahu anhu, tried to persuade him from going forth based on his ijtihad and his assessment of the situation. And we discussed this issue in detail during the course. We did exemplars of courage. So in discussing the stand of both Zainab bint Ali, Al-Hussein's sister Zainab, who was with Al-Hussein at Karbala and survived the massacre there, and Zainul Abidin, Ali bin Al-Hussein bin Ali. So Zainul Abidin was also there, and he was the only male who wasn't killed because he was sick on that day, so he didn't go forth to the immediate battlefield, but he survived and was taken to first Ibn Ziyad and then to Yazid. In any case, his ijtihad led him to go there. And his pursuit of justice and his desire to see the prophetic model reinstituted in the rule of the ummah sent him forward. And because of that, he lives on. لا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أمواتا. Don't say concerning those who are killed in the way of Allah that they are dead. Rather, they live on. And he lives on in the memory of the Muslims. All of us know about Al-Hussein. All of us know about Karbala. And as the Khatib mentioned where I went for Jum'ah today, no one knows, very unless someone student of knowledge knows who killed Hussein. If I asked right now, probably 90% of you wouldn't know who killed Al-Hussein, who commanded the force that went out to Karbala. Most people don't know, but we know Al-Hussein's name. And we know of his courage, and we know of his example. So he should be an exemplar for us that justice is something worth sacrificing for. Justice is worth sacrificing for. He sacrificed his life in the name and the pursuit of justice. So we should always remember that. And Allah Ta'ala in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُونُوا قَوَّامِينَ بِالْقِسْطِ شُهَدَاءَ لِلَّهِ وَلَوْ عَلَى أَنفُسِكُمْ أَوِ الْوَالِدَيْنِ وَالْأَقْرَبِينَ. O you who believe, be ye upright for justice. كُونُوا قَوَّامِينَ بِالْقِسْطِ. And this is an emphatic form. صيغة مبالغة. قَوَّامِينَ بِالْقِسْطِ. Upright, standing up for justice. شُهَدَاءَ لِلَّهِ. Witnesses for Allah. And again, this is something we should never forget. And this should couch how we see Islam. That we are witnesses for the people. Now, if we're caught up into everything the people are caught up with, how can we be witnesses? Witnesses imply some sort of a normative standard. So if we reject any standard, much less try to be that standard, then we are squandering or failing in one of the duties that we've been commissioned as an ummah. And none other than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is going to question us about that yawm al-qiyamah. كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين and كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. You're the best community raised up for the people, for the service of the people. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس وكذلك جعلناكم أمة وسطا. Thus have we made you a balanced nation, a middle nation. لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ. That you will be witnesses against the people. وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. And the messenger himself will be a witness against you. So we have a job in terms of our witnessing. And one of the witnesses is for justice. كُونُوا قَوَّامِينَ بِالْقِسْطِ. Be ye witnesses to justice, or upright rather, for justice. Be upright for justice. And another closely related verse, شُهَدَاءَ بِالْقِسْطِ. Witnesses for justice. So that is part of our role as an ummah. And again, that implies some sort of a standard. So in our just little things, we should be upright. And we should be witnesses. For example, using pornography. You find some Muslims who come here from other countries, and they get jobs, and they're working with people, and they hear people using this language, and so they start using it. So I'm not trying to impugn their character, they're just imitating the other people. It's unbecoming of a Muslim. If you hear that, give the Muslim nasiha. Because growing up in this society as a Christian, and some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, we couldn't even whisper one of those words. This was before they put people in jail for punishing their children. We would be severely punished. Now, if you ever said in the presence of any of your elders, your parents, especially if you've said it to them, I'm not exaggerating. So I'm not saying we should start punishing people, but we should give people advice. This is not becoming a Muslim. How will we be witnesses when in our behavior we're beneath the people we're witnessing to? And that's where the Prophet comes. وَيَكُونَ عَلَيْهِ الصَّلَاةُ وَالسَّلَامُ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. So يوم القيامة